Hey folks, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're good. We are going to do the layering of the cards. So we're going to work on some card fronts today. I have gone ahead and pre-cut the card bases. I do have a video, if you haven't seen that, of cutting the card bases that we're going to use today. So we are going to do 7 card fronts, no stamping, just the matting and how I do it. Okay, you'll need some pattern paper if you want to use pattern paper. You don't have to use pattern paper. I use pattern paper. You need some solid cardstock, of course your card bases, a paper trimmer, some adhesive, possibly a ruler. And yeah, so let's get started. The first one we're going to do is going to be this one. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is the card, this one right here. And we're going to do it where it will flip this way, I think, instead of this way. Okay. So I use, the most layers that I do are 2, so that's just what I'm going to do here. So our first layer is going to be a 4 by 5 1/4. I do 1/4 inch. You can do whatever inches, you know, if you want to do 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever. You do that. 1/8 inch, whatever you want to do. Then you need to decide if you want your pattern paper to be the first layer or the second layer. Okay, so you need to decide which you want. Now, if you do, I will say that most of the time if I do this as the second layer, I will add a piece of this on top for the sentiment as well. So, but we are going to do this as our base layer, and then we'll put this, we'll do it several ways so that you can see the difference. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. So we are going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. Four by 5 1/4. Alright, set that to the side, we can use it. Now for this one, we are going to cut it at 3 3/4 by 5 for our second layer. Okay, now you need to decide if you want it to be this way or this way, how you want it to lay on there. Okay, so I'm going to do it, I think I like it better. Let's see. I think I like it better that way, so I'm going to go in at 5 and then do 3 3/4. So just check and double check. Set this to the side. Of course you can use, you know, smaller paper if you want. And then this is going to go right on top of that. Okay, and then it's going to go right on top of our card base. Like that. Alright, so let's stick that down. Again, if my gun squeaks, I'm sorry. It just, it's well loved. Alright. So, put this, look at this, try to get it as straight as possible on there. Okay, stick that down. And then we're going to take this and stick it on top of there. I think I'm going to do it that way, where that's at the bottom. But you can always, this paper really doesn't matter, so you can always, if you decide to change it around, this paper really doesn't matter. If you've got like paper with script or anything like that, then you need to be a little more concerned. Move that way. Okay. So we are going to stick this down like that. And then you have a card front. So you can open it this way or this way. You can leave this as is and it just be, and then write you a little message in there. You can let the paper do the work. You know, there's really a beautiful paper out there that can, you don't even have to have a sentiment of any kind. If you put a sentiment on it, you can use some of your cardstock and just measure how big you want it to be, where you want it to be, and put it on there. If you have, you could also stamp right on here. There's a little area right there. You can stamp right on there if you would like. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. You could leave this as is or add a sentiment. So there's card number 1. Now card number 2 is top flap. Same size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. Let's see. Let's pick us out some paper. I think we'll use this paper for this one. And for this one, I will do opposite. I'll cut the first layer out of this paper. And let's see. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to cut it at 4. At 4. Okay. By 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. That's our first layer. And then our second layer is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. Now if you want to have more of this showing, if you want more of your paper showing, then change it. Let's change it. We'll do 3 1/2. Okay. We'll do 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And that way you'll have more of the paper showing. Okay, so more of that paper will show. So just however you want to do it, if you want more of the paper to show, just, you know, subtract another 1/4 inch off and you'll have more of your pattern paper showing. Down. Let's do it like this. Measure. Try to get it as straight as possible. If y'all been around here long, you know that I really don't do straight in paper crafting. Nothing I cut is straight. Nothing I put on is straight. You know, that's just how I roll. Call me the crooked crafter. Okay. And we're going to stick this down like so. Alright, and then you have this. You can add more paper if you want or not. Totally up to you. Now, if you have Project Life cards, this is a great way to use those. Of course, I wouldn't use that here. I would use one that was up and down. Let's see. Like this. I would use it probably wouldn't use this one because it doesn't really match, but that's a perfect, and then you're done. You're done. Right in there. You don't have to stamp if you have some Project Life cards hanging around. And we will do the next card, we will use a Project Life card. Okay, so that's card number 2. Now card number 3 is our 5x7. Okay, so our first layer will be, I'm going to do this as our first layer. Okay, and our first layer for this one is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay, so 4 3/4. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want that to be the second layer because I'm going to use a Project Life card. Okay, 4 3/4. Here we go. 4 3/4. All right. By 6 3/4, which I think is right there. That's going to be our first layer. All right. And then for our paper, we're going to do 4 1/2. 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. That's going to be our second layer. All right. I probably, as I look upside down, let's flip that around like this. All right, and then for our Project Life card, which is going to be this one, You Make My Heart Smile. It's going to be that one. So for that we need to cut it 3 1/4 to mat it. 3 1/4. By 4 1/4. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Alright, and that will mat that. I would round the corners for that. So we'll take a little corner chomper here. We'll take and just round, and this is the 1/2 inch side. Round those corners. Bring this back. It will go right there, and this will go on top of here. So let's put this card together. Let's pick up everything we can possibly pick up. So if you have those Project Life cards that are just sitting there in a box, like I have so many of them, then get them puppies out and let's use them up. Okay, and we're going to put this here. And if you hear Baxter barking, I apologize for that, but he is being a living terror today. He's a terrier, so he's being a living terror today. I'm going to put this, I don't know, I think I like it like this better. So we'll put this right here. Right. Then we'll put this here. Now you could put it off to the side if you want. You could do something like that if you want. If you don't want the mat, you could just put it there. I like the mat because it breaks it up. You could put it up here, you could put it down here. It is going to cover this up, and that's okay. You could put it over to the side. However you wanted to do it. I think I'm going to bring it more over to this side over here. I kind of want it to open up. And I think that'll let that peek out some. So I think that's what I'll do. Greeting cards are definitely the maker's preference. That's what makes them unique and different. For everyone. You could pop this, you could put this on pop dots if you wanted to. But we're trying to do simple cards. So I'm just showing you some simple card ideas that you can use and be done. Now you can use these with the smaller cards as well. And you can make these, even just do those as note cards. So there you go. There's you another card made. The next cards we're going to do are Slimline cards. And they're co-parts, because remember we got 2 out of 1 piece. So the card base for this is a 6.5 by 3. All right. So our first layer, I think our first layer is going to be out of the cardstock. So our first layer for this one is 6 1/4 by 2 3/4. So 6 1/4. 6 1/4 by 2 3/4. Now you can get several out of a piece of paper. I'm just showing you different, I'm just showing you different papers with each one. Okay. And then, like, you could use this for the Slimline card too. I'm just showing you different, and I'll go back and do, I will go back and do more cards with this paper. This is not just going to be scraps. Second layer, 6 by 2.5. Go ahead and put that down. I would have probably used a different color base than white, because this is cream and things like that bother me. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Down. This could be a masculine card as well, if you wanted it to be. And then there you go. You can put your little sentiment. You can cut you another piece of this and put there, and put your sentiment on it if you would like to do that. So there's another one. Now, the extra card that came with that is a 5 by 4 1/4. Okay. So you can flip, 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 flip. Now, what I'll do is I will go ahead and use the same paper for that one, because I know I'm freaking people out. But we will do it opposite, okay? So our first layer we'll do with the paper, which is a 4 3/4 by 4. So 4 3/4 by 4. One 3/4 by 4. And this is going to be 4 1/2 by 3 3/4 if you want to keep it in the 1/4 inch increments. But do I? Or do I want to, I'm going to do it like I did last time. So 4 by 3.5. 4 by 3.5, and that will give more paper showing, and then you can just put your sentiment right on top of that. So let's stick that down. And this paper doesn't matter, so it can be any open either way that you would like to open. You can rough up the edges if you would like, but like I said, I'm just doing simple cards at the beginning, and then we'll start adding some different things to them. Okay, then there, sentiment right there. So there's another one. The next one is the larger Slimline. And this one is a 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. And your layers for this one will be 3 by 8 1/4 and 2 3/4 by 8. And let's see, let's do this one. So I want 8 1/4 this way. 8 1/4 this away, and by 3. Alright. Okay. So we're going to have this one, instead of opening the other way, we're going to have this one opening this way. Okay. I'm going to want quite a bit of that paper to show. I may not even do a total second layer. I may keep this paper just like that and just put enough for a sentiment. We're going to let the paper do the work. Pattern paper will do the work. That there, and then I have a scrap of this, so we can put it down here, we can put it wherever we want. We don't even have to put one on there, we can just write on the inside. We could put a piece of this on the inside and mat another piece of white paper or cream paper, whatever, however you want to do it. But I like this, I like the way it looks without anything on it. If I do a sentiment, I could do like a little, like right down here, and do just a little stamp that says hello on it, and then open it up, write your whatever. Okay, that's what I would probably do. I would probably take like a piece of this, probably not that color, maybe white, possibly white, and put it there. Piece of white, cut it, and then just stamp hello. I would stamp it first, then cut it out and stick it right there, and then that would be card done. Alright, so for this one, which is what came off of the page that this one came off of, it is 4 1/2 by 4 1/4. So layer 1 is going to be, I'll go ahead and use this same paper. Layer 1, 4 1/4 by 4. 4 1/4. Cut it 4 1/4 and get you another card. 4 1/4 by 4. Alright. 4 1/4 by 4. And then for a piece of paper, let's see, 3, ooh, yeah, it's going to be right at 3 3/4, which is what I need, yes, yes, by 4. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off because I want that. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off. I don't have to have the whole thing, but I do want a little bit of it. Okay. Alright, so that's going to go like that. Alright. So let's stick her down. And this is the last card from the card bases that we made. I hope that this made sense. Sometimes I wonder if I make sense. That's going to go right there. Or it could go like this. I like it better like that, I think. So if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just leave them down below. If there are different types of cards that you would like to see, just let me know. I hope that you have found this useful. This is the way that I do it. Not necessarily the right way. Oh, this is good this way. So those two out of that one sheet of paper that we made 2 card bases out of, 2 cards. Then we have these 2 that we made from one piece of cardstock for the base. And then we have this card and this card that we made that are the same size, just different opening. And then we have this card that's a 5x7 that we made. So that's 7 cards. But all you have to do is add, stamp, whatever you want to do. You can leave these, stamp, any of that, whatever you want to do. Leave this one as is because that's what I'm going to do, except I'm going to put a little stamp that says hello down here. So there you go. So there's just some easy card making with just some pattern paper and some adhesive and a paper trimmer. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. I hope you have a great, blessed day. Be kind to one another, make someone smile, and I'll see you next time. Bye.